So can you just talk about like what life looks like for you now with quadruplets?
You guys been to the circus? Hello everybody, we're the gardeners.
And we have quadruplet 3-year-old little girls.
So when Ashley and I got married, we both knew that we wanted to have a big family. I'm the oldest of 10, Ashley is the youngest of 5. And when we decided to start trying to have children, it was just part of a dream that we had envisioned. We were patient in the beginning. We didn't really worry too much about it. We were young and we were still enjoying life. Going into that first year of trying, we started to have some doubts and we were beginning to be frustrated.
So we decided to go to several different doctors and we were just trying to figure out what was going on. I kind of self-diagnosed myself with endometriosis. I had done some research and I pretty much knew that I had all of these symptoms. No one would believe me. And so several years passed and we went to several different doctors and they just said, well, we don't know why, just keep trying. And it was super frustrating. It was about 6 years in that we finally found a doctor that agreed with me that I had endometriosis and sent me to a surgeon who did a laparoscopy surgery. That's the only way you can see if you have endometriosis is if they go in physically and look at it. When she went in for the surgery, she predicted that I probably had about a stage 2 endometriosis. And when she got out of the surgery, she realized I had a stage 3 borderline 4 endometriosis. And that means that basically I just have scar tissue all over my reproductive organs, which was keeping us from getting pregnant.
She cleaned out as much as she could and gave us the best chances of getting pregnant on our own at that point.
We tried for another year and we still didn't get pregnant. We started to look into adoption and I just had this really strong gut feeling that I just needed to try IVF one time.
Both of them are very expensive, time consuming. A lot goes into that process. And so, making that decision for us was one of the hardest decisions that we had to make at that time. A lot of infertility is not covered by insurance. And so we knew we were kind of on our own.
So we decided to go in and tell our doctor we were ready to do IVF. We had saved up the money for it. That is not an easy process to do it all. It is very draining. I mean, you're giving yourself shots every single day. It's extremely painful to go through. We got through the process. All of our eggs ended up not making it except for the 2. So they put the 2 back and we waited.
He gave us a 40% chance of having 1 baby. Those were the odds that they gave us. So, that was a very, very emotional and tough day for both of us.
If this didn't work, we were just gonna go on to adoption, which was gonna be great.
During that time, we had a lot of fears and doubts that were starting to creep in.
That we were just gonna have 1 and I wanted to have twins at least. I was praying for twins. We go in for the ultrasound and she starts looking and she immediately sees 2 sacs and she goes, oh, you guys have twins. And
we were
like,
ecstatic.
oh my gosh, twins, that's amazing.
We were so pumped.
And she goes, wait, hold on a second. She keeps getting closer and closer to the screen. And I looked at Tyson and honestly, my first thought was, oh my gosh, like 1 or both of them don't have heartbeats. And it felt like an eternity before she finally was like, there's 4 in there. And I was like, oh my gosh, is this real life? I'd never known anybody who'd had quadruplets before. I was so excited because this was it for us and we're gonna get our whole family, but is my body able to do this? Are the babies gonna be okay?
Obviously coming out of that ultrasound, we didn't even know which way to turn. This was something, so unexpected. Luckily for us, both of our families live close. Our brothers, our sisters are here, our parents, and we relied on them heavily. The pregnancy just kind of was a whirlwind from there. You don't really have time to sit back and enjoy the moment of, geez, we're having quadruplets, let's think about this for a minute. You just go, 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 go. The doctors want to see you every week. It is a high-risk pregnancy and they want to check and look at those babies as much as they can.
Everything had looked great and all the babies were growing perfectly, their heartbeats were perfect, everything was great. I went in at 20 weeks for an appointment and everything went completely the opposite direction. They had been watching for something called TTTS, which is twin-to-twin transfusion syndrome. When TTTS happens, it means that their blood vessels have fused together and they're sharing nutrition, which is fine as long as they keep sharing it back and forth. And Esme had given all of the nutrients to Indy and Indy wasn't passing any of it back. And so this means that Indy had a ton of fluid around her to the point where her heart was beating overtime and she was about to go into heart failure. And Esme You couldn't even see her individual sac that she was in. It was suction cupped to her body, and they couldn't find a bladder on her, so she was technically starving to death. We found out that day that there are incredible doctors who do these life-saving fetal surgeries. No one in Utah did it, so we had to fly to LA to get a surgery from an incredible doctor there. He drained 1 liter of fluid off of Indy's sac, which was a ton for a little tiny baby. They use a laser and they separate the blood vessels. So this surgery was either going to work and it was going to save all of these babies' lives, or it was going to cause so much trauma that I was going to just deliver and we would have lost them all. And there was just a 50-50 chance, and we just had to go with it and go with our faith and prayer that everything was going to be okay. They did the surgery. We waited 24 hours. We went and did another ultrasound, and all 4 of these little miracle babies had survived that very traumatic surgery. And we flew back home, and I was on bed rest from then until I delivered. So an average day for us is the girls wake up about 8 o'clock, and we wake up, we bring them downstairs, we cook them all breakfast, and you try and get 2-year-olds to eat, which they don't. Me as a paranoid mom, I'm always running around with like snacks and fruit and just eat something.
We usually try to do an activity in the morning, whether it's a park or
yeah, we go out.
Taking them on a little shopping trip to where they can get out and run their energy out.
So yeah, that's what we do, and then we come home, we eat lunch, and the girls go down for a nap still. We are lucky with that. Not all 2-year-olds, almost 3-year-olds nap. That's when me and Tyson work. Then they wake up and we just play and do dinner and then play more, do bath time, and then it's off to bed, and then me and Dad work again.
You know, when the babies were born, it was just such a miracle. Honestly, I think God just looked out for us. He blessed us every step of the way.
He really did. I mean, every doctor we've come in contact with has said
your girls shouldn't be this healthy.
They shouldn't be this healthy, or you know, some of them shouldn't have even been here. They truly are miracles, and they have a purpose for being here because they have defied every odd that was thrown at them. I mean, when they were born, Indy was my smallest, and she got down to 1 pound 6 ounces. She just fit in the palm of your hand. They were so strong, and we had incredible doctors and staff. For those of you guys who are still struggling with infertility, there are definitely times when you don't think it's going to end. And there's definitely times when you lose your faith. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other and take it one step at a time. You just have to remember that everything is going to be okay. And your story is going to be beautiful just for you, and it's going to turn out the exact way that it is supposed to for you.
All right, so these are our quadruplet daughters, and as you can see, sometimes you have to bribe them a little bit. Charlotte, look what Dad's got. You gotta get on your horse. Show me how you rock. Yeah.